All right, let's get to the good stuff. You've battled through the spreadsheets, you've cleaned everything up, and now we get to switch hats. We're going from data janitors to data detectives, and we're going to find that hidden story.
But first off, let's just take a second here and acknowledge the work you've put in. You survived what a lot of people in the field call the 80% rule, where, yeah, most of your effort is just cleaning and prepping the data. It's a total grind, for sure, but all that hard work, that's what sets us up for all the cool stuff we're about to do.
And what's the result of all that work? Well, now you've got a data set you can actually trust. It's correct, it's complete, it's consistent. I mean, the foundation is rock solid. Now we can finally start asking it some really interesting questions.
So think of this next part as a quest. This whole phase is about analysis and modeling. It's where we start to make sense of all those numbers and, find the story they're trying to tell us.
So what exactly is analysis, anyway? Well, think back. You started this whole thing with a question, right? Analysis is just the process of actually answering it. We're basically taking out our magnifying glass, looking at that super clean data and hunting for clues. Patterns, trends, any hidden connections that point us to the answer.
But here's the thing. Analysis isn't just one single action. It's more like a toolkit, right? You've got different tools for different jobs. And depending on the question you're asking, you're going to take one of 4 main paths to get to that insight. Let's break them down.
Okay, so these are the 4 big ones. First up, descriptive analysis. This is basically your rearview mirror. It just tells you what happened. Think of your standard sales reports or website dashboards. Simple stuff. But then you get curious, and that leads you to diagnostic analysis. This is the why did it happen part. This is what you do when a number looks weird, and you got to dig in and find the root cause. Okay, so now we're going to look forward with predictive analysis. This is all about what will happen. We're talking about forecasting future sales or figuring out which customers might leave. And finally, the big one, prescriptive analysis. This doesn't just predict, it gives you a recommendation. It answers, what should we do? So it goes beyond just forecasting and actually suggests specific actions, like how to optimize your marketing budget. See how each step kind of builds on the last? We go from just looking, to understanding, to taking real action.
Yeah, that last part, looking into the future, that's where things get really powerful. I mean, understanding the past is one thing, but predicting what's around the corner? For that, we're going to need a special kind of tool.
And this really is the key question, right? What happens when you don't care about what happened last quarter, but you need to know what's likely to happen next quarter? How can you possibly answer that with any real confidence?
Well, the answer is modeling. And honestly, the idea behind it is pretty simple. Modeling is just using math and stats to build a simplified version of the real world. And once we understand the rules of this little mini world we've built, we can make a really educated guess, a forecast, about what might happen.
It's a really great way to think about it. It's not magic, of course, it's all math. But for all practical purposes, a good model really does act like a super-powered crystal ball. It gives us a glimpse into possible futures, all based on the data we have right now.
Okay, so you've analyzed the data. You've found the story. Maybe you even built an amazing model that predicts the future. So, you're done, right? Time to pack it up? Well, not quite. There's one final, and I mean critical, step. And this is something every analyst learns, sometimes the hard way. That aha moment when you find the answer is an incredible feeling. But listen, an insight that just stays locked away in your spreadsheet or in your head, it's basically useless. To have any impact at all, it has to be shared.
So let me leave you with this thought. You could discover something that could literally change the entire direction of your company. But if you can't explain it clearly to the people who actually need to make the decisions, was it ever really brilliant in the first place? Did it even really happen?
And that right there is why our final step is, you could argue, the most important of all: insight communication. This is where we learn how to take all our numbers and charts and transform them into a compelling story that actually drives action and gets real results. And we're going to cover exactly how to do that in our next explainer.